Now, everyone talks about global warming and climate change, but what exactly does this mean? Greenhouse gas emissions are created by burning fossil fuels, especially in energy creation. As these emissions increase, they rise into the Earth's atmosphere. There, the gases trap the sun's heat, causing the entire planet's temperature to rise. Businesses are responding, playing significant roles in achieving the bold, transformative steps urgently needed to shift the world onto a more sustainable path. Large industries, such as automotive manufacturers like Toyota, are taking steps to address these issues. Beyond offering more and more electrified vehicles, Toyota's initiatives include reducing greenhouse gas emissions across operations, working with its supply chains, responsible material sourcing, recycling, minimizing waste, and water stewardship. But Toyota reaches well beyond direct environmental impacts. I asked Tim Hilgeman, Senior Director of Environmental Sustainability, to explain how the company approaches its carbon neutrality initiative, the 2050 Challenge.
The Toyota Challenge 2050 is really Toyota's long-term commitment on how we want to support development of a more sustainable society. One of our main visions is respect for the planet. And so this isn't anything new for Toyota. This is something that's been around for its life cycle. We want to eliminate carbon from our life cycle. But there's other things that are also important for this planet: water, biodiversity, and materials. One of our targets is to have zero carbon emissions across the life cycle. So that's not just the vehicles, that's looking at upstream and downstream. So looking at our suppliers and our dealers and being zero carbon across that entire life cycle of the vehicle.
Today, millions of electric and hybrid electric vehicles are rolling down our highways, helping to lower carbon emissions. But there's another choice for ecology-minded consumers: cars that emit only water vapor. They're FCEVs, or fuel cell electric vehicles, and they're powered by hydrogen, the most common molecule on Earth. Hydrogen fuel can be extracted from water, methane, or natural gas, creating fuel for cars, trucks, machinery, and stationary power generation. Hydrogen fuel cell technology has been around since the 1930s, but was mostly experimental and used on a limited basis until the 2000s, when concerns about gas-powered emissions and energy security surfaced. Fast forward to 2024 and the establishment of plans for a West Coast hydrogen corridor in California for vehicles and port operations. Its main feature, a network of hydrogen fueling stations. Heavy trucks and semi-trucks represent only about 6% of vehicles on California roads, but they account for more than 35% of transportation-related greenhouse gas emissions, heavily contributing to air pollution and smog. Now, there's an opportunity to do better. Toyota's been selling hydrogen-powered cars since 2015, but now it's scaling it up to the big rigs. Hydrogen is an emerging fuel for the trucking industry, where diesel has been the industry standard for a century.
It has a huge potential to be a really, really big disruptor. At its point of use in hydrogen fuel cells, there are no emissions. There's zero emissions.
Today, Toyota puts the money where its mouth is, using hydrogen trucks in its own operations and transitioning its logistics fleet to hydrogen fuel cells. Here at Toyota's hydrogen-powered truck testing facility in Michigan, Executive Program Manager Luke Ripplemeyer explained the company's plans to help reduce carbon emissions of big trucks without reducing payloads.
Hydrogen fuel cells are a super, super cool technology. They take air, they take hydrogen as a fuel, they put it through a chemical reaction. We're not combusting it, so we don't have the emissions, but we get that chemical reaction to produce electricity. We can use that electricity anywhere to power anything. That's how hydrogen fuel cells work. You can have a huge impact by putting hydrogen fuel cells in large applications that use a lot of fuel, use a lot of energy, and thus create a lot of emissions. You can offset that, you can reduce that, you can eliminate that with hydrogen fuel cells. The great thing about hydrogen fuel cells, why the technology makes that possible, is it's stackable. You take one fuel cell, put it next to another one, add that energy together, and power very large things with those building blocks.
Toyota fuel cells also power freight lifters and trucks at its port operations in Long Beach, California, where it processes up to 200,000 vehicles a year. that both come in and leave through the port to be shipped all over the world.
Our customers are asking for products that improve the planet, reduce their emissions, reduce their footprint. And that's also something we want to do as good stewards of the environment.